So on this recording, I'm going to address the Quality Matters rubric, and number 4 under instructional materials is number 4.6. The distinction between required and optional materials is clearly explained. So one of the things that's easy to do in an online class is to add a lot of content. And a lot of times students, if it's not clearly defined what is required and what is not, they just see a bunch of stuff. So it's important to separate those two out. So I taught a face-to-face class where I used Blackboard a lot as a place to house resources and student work and have question and answers in the discussion board. But one of the things I did too was I had weekly tutorials that covered what we had done in class or what we were doing that week. But then I told them that I also had a whole bunch more materials that they could look at that were really not required to be looked at in the class. And the way I did it, I just had the weekly tutorials folder here, and right below that I had even more tutorials. And so in class I explained to them that this is just a resource of a bunch of stuff that I've found over the years that may or may not be useful. The nice thing about it is I used a tool called Diigo, which is a curation tool. So basically, if you find a website that might be useful, you can add it to your Diigo library, and then you can add tags to it. So in this case, they could see a whole bunch of stuff about Photoshop, but if they only wanted to see things about brushes that I had found for them, they could click on brushes and see just stuff related to the brushes. So anyway, that's how I differentiated in my face-to-face class, where I did use an awful lot of online content, between what I expected them to use and what was not required.